Announced the first phase of these last October. We did a launch event in London, and what we did was reimagine our hi-fi range in the Arcam brand. So we started off again doing some research into the industrial design aspects of these products. What were they going to look like? And we took a very different approach from that standpoint. So you could see some unique elements on the products. We used yellow as the accent color on these, so Radia yellow. And that was one of the things. We do our own industrial design internally, and we've got a dedicated team that works on these products for us. And that was one of the research things that we came out and said yellow is going to be one of the trending colors. And I believe now you can get a yellow iPhone, so we're seeing that it's coming around that way. So you'll see here, in this case, the halos around the encoders light up, but there's also a yellow stripe around there. It's little accent things. As you guys come up here and look at these units a little bit closer, you'll see there's yellow down in the vents and some accents. The other thing you'll notice on here too, we've given them a little bit of motion, if you will. So this cowl that's on the back of the unit that's angled, so visually it gives it a little bit of motion to it. But this is also where we hid the Wi-Fi and the Bluetooth antennas in it, so that you don't have the little antenna farm sticking off the back of the units. So we started with phase one, 3 amplifiers, the A5, the A15, and the A25. And 2 source players, the CD5 and the ST5 streamer. So that was the first phase of the products. These are fantastic sounding amplifiers. Again, you can get into the systems very affordably, $699 price points for the entry-level amp and the source player, and then you move up through the range. And these are Class AB amplifiers, 50 watts, 80 watts, and then we move into our G-class amplifiers. So you'll see this one, which has more of a glass front, and the halos that are lit up is a little bit different looking than what the front ones are. But again, a very simplistic front panel on these so that there's not a lot of complexity to them. They look clean, they look modern. What we just introduced at the Munich show in May was phase 2. And this is the higher end product part of the family. There are 3 units. This is the ST25, which is the step-up streamer from the ST5. That unit has a basic one-line display. This has a full color display on it, but everything about that has been hot rodded. The way we did engineer the ground plane in the product, what we did with the display, what we did with the DACs, what we did with the power supply, everything was much higher performance in this product. And we designed this to certainly be a companion to the A25, the G-class amplifier, so that together they made a nice system. And this gets you around $3,000 for those 2 components. The next 2 are 2 more amplifiers that have streaming integrated into them. The SA35, which is actually over here, and the SA45. So that is a replacement for the current SA30 that we have, but again, we've hot rodded about everything about it. This is our 5th generation Class G amplifiers in them, better DACs, that large 6.5-inch display that's also found on the ST25. And then we created a new model that we didn't have in the range, and this is the big boy. This is the SA45. So this one steps up from there. You're at 120 watts G-class. This is 180 watts of G-class power into 8 ohms. And it's got a much larger display, nearly a 9-inch full-color display on it. This one also has fully balanced circuitry on it. These have HDMI ARC inputs on them. They have direct capability as a 2-channel product, so that you can optimize the performance, if you will. Dual sub-output capability on these, so they're very high performance products from a 2-channel standpoint on them. And again, we're from a price over here, we can match those at about $3,000, $3,500 there, and $5,000 when we get up to this unit. These will all be available in the first quarter of next year, so coming soon. These are sort of working units, but they get the design idea across here. And that 35 is working, so we will be doing some demonstrations on that. These are all room ready enabled, as you would imagine, Chromecast, AirPlay, everything that you would need on these products as well. So, questions, thoughts on these?
Phono stage and the big one?
Phono stage in both of them.
And then?
Yeah, actually, Phono stage is in all 5, but yes. But more, it's a nicer Phono stage when you get up into here. So at the lower levels, we figure moving magnets probably all anybody's going to do with it. Moving coil when you get up into the more complex and more expensive units.
What about the Bluetooth chip that we're going to put in there?
New Bluetooth chip, yes. So these models will feature the latest Bluetooth chip, which is BTLE, and will give us Oracast capability on these and the highest resolution that we could do. aptX adaptives in them, so yes, for those that aren't on Apple phones. Cool. Man, this is a stoic group in here. What is the deal?
Okay, I have a question. The HDMI,
Yes.
you say it's HDMI ARC.
Yeah.
Is it HDMI audio as well?
Yes. So
I
it's
could run, you know, a Blu-ray
Yes.
audio disc into
yes.
that? Okay.
Yeah. Which is only on these units. These don't have it. The lower price units don't have it. $699, $999 on here, and there's no HDMI on those. When you get to here, you get it, and all three of those have it.
Governor.
Yeah.
I came in a little late, so for 2-channel products that will have direct, will that do base management as well? So full
Yes, on
so
this one, and
sub-out
we have
and
multiple
full
sub-outs on this, yeah.
Okay.
2 sub-outs, so, which goes back to some of the Harman research of using subs in 2s or 4s, eliminating hotspots around the room, that sort of thing, so, yep.
In terms of file playback, if I'm running something else into that, like external NAS drive or something,
Uh-huh,
I can play FLAC, DSF.
yeah, yep. Yeah, they're compatible with just about everything, so, yep. Cool, it went to sleep, by the way. But I know roughly where it's at, so. There you go. I was gonna say 12 minutes, and it's, there you go, 13, so. Cool, all right. Anything else? We're done about 15 minutes early, but you guys
Just
have.
take a chance to maybe just let everyone else know what else you guys are gonna be showing off.
Yes, I was gonna say, we'll take a little bit, because I've really only covered the front part of the room here, so. But this is our space supporting most of our luxury audio brands here. So as you move further into our space, we certainly invite you at any time over the next couple of days as the event's here to sit down and have a listen to these. We've got a demonstration system here for Stage 2 and MA series, so that's one of the things that you can have a listen to. In the Arcam Radia series, that SA35 is demonstrable. We're using Revel's F328BEs. That's our flagship Revel loudspeaker, an amazing sounding loudspeaker. That's getting us into higher price points when we move down into here. If you come around the corner over here, we have our JBL Classic Series electronics. So we have the SA550 integrated amp, we've got the streamer, we've got our L100 classic loudspeakers. This is the new Mark II edition of them. So that is a higher performance version of the speaker where we've upgraded all the drivers and 5-wire capability on the back from it. And we would certainly invite you to replicate yourself in the blown away ad if you're here. So that's kind of the way we arrange the room. If you want to do that, put it up on social media, tag us, we would love it. So we've got the TT350 turntable, the MP350 streamer, and the SA550 integrated amp that are sitting here from the Classic Series. We also make a CD player in the Classic Series. This is the L100 Classic, comes in any color you'd like as long as it's walnut. You get a choice of 3 colors of grill, so you can do black, blue, or orange. The L100 is the largest of the Classics. There's also an L82 Classic, now in the Mark II version. There's also the L52, which is very small, 5-inch bookshelf speaker. So those products will be here. I believe we'll be arriving tomorrow morning. Will be some of our studio monitor powered speakers. The 4329Ps will be here, as well as the Spinner BT, which is our Bluetooth turntable. And that's a great combination. You can put together a really killer hi-fi system with that fully active loudspeaker with wireless and Bluetooth capabilities in it, and then our turntable as well. And then in the back of the room, we've got a JBL Synthesis System. So we put together a 5.2.2, I believe is what this is configured as, right? So if you come down to the end, this will be something that we'd invite you to come back and have a listen to. So this is created using our SCL2s around the front of the speaker. This is a 98-inch Samsung display. We've got SCL2s flanking it, and a third one underneath as a center channel. Here in the rears, we've got SCL6s, which is our side, and then we've got SCL5s as our height channels in here. So a more basic system of it, but it'll give you an idea of what you can do with the JBL Synthesis System. And 2 SSW2 subwoofers behind the back, and of course JBL Synthesis electronics, because it's all part of a completely custom developed system, single branded solution. So in that way, this is one of the things that we kind of looked at too, now that we already have JBL Synthesis as this complete turnkey solution. It's everything designed and engineered to work together. It's calibrated to our targets on it. That JBL stuff up at the front is kind of an entry-level way to get into it. Same thing, single brand solution, all designed and engineered to work together, and you can calibrate it to our Harman target curve if you want to, using Dirac or Easy Set EQ. So.